1692, Massachusetts, Salem Village. The air was sharp with winter cold when the first whispers began. In the small Puritan settlement of Salem Village, two young girls, Betty Paris and Abigail Williams, fell into strange fits. They screamed without reason, contorted their bodies, and claimed to see figures no one else could. Neighbors gathered, eyes wide, as the girls insisted that shadowy shapes pinched them, choked them, and whispered curses in the night. These were not living intruders, they said, but specters, spirits, wearing the faces of people they knew. As more villagers reported similar torments, fear hardened into certainty. The afflicted fell to the floor in court, shrieking that the accused were attacking them at that very moment, in spectral form. Judges and ministers, steeped in the belief that the devil could not take a person's shape without consent, accepted these visions as proof. The unseen became evidence. The intangible became a weapon. The trials moved swiftly. Ordinary disagreements between neighbors twisted into accusations of witchcraft. Women who had once exchanged bread at the door now stood across from each other in the meeting house, one clutching a Bible, the other bound in chains. Spectral evidence, testimony that an apparition had caused harm, became the heart of the prosecutions. In a world where faith governed law, these invisible assaults carried more weight than reasoned defense. By summer, the gallows on Gallows Hill saw its first victims. Each maintained innocence to the end, yet the afflicted continued to convulse, insisting they felt ghostly hands squeezing their throats as the rope tightened. In the village, the air felt heavier, as though the fear itself had taken form and settled over every home. Autumn brought the largest wave of trials. Neighbors who had lived side by side for decades now eyed each other in silence, unsure whose spirit might next be seen in the night. Some confessed falsely, hoping to save themselves, naming others in desperate bargains for life. The prison swelled with the accused, and the court continued to weigh spectral accounts, as if they were as solid as bloodstains or a weapon. And then, almost as quickly as it began, the tide shifted. Questions crept into the minds of those in power. Could the devil truly assume the form of the innocent? Could visions be trusted when born of fear, malice, or hysteria? As doubt spread, executions halted. The final toll was staggering. 19 hanged, 1 crushed to death, 5 dying in prison, over 200 accused. The twist came not in a single revelation, but in the slow, uneasy realization that the court had condemned on the basis of what no one but the accuser could see. Spectral evidence, once the weapon of choice, was quietly discredited. In the years that followed, judges and jurors publicly repented. Salem's ministers called for fasting and prayer to atone for the wrongful deaths. The history left behind is not just a record of superstition, but a warning of how belief, when fused with fear, can override reason. What began as whispers of the supernatural consumed a community, reshaping its laws and ending lives. The haunting of Salem is not just the story of alleged witches, but of a courtroom that let shadows speak louder than truth. And though centuries have passed, the question still lingers. When the unseen stands accused, how do you prove or disprove the ghost?